This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one and only ape father on the recliner, still up, baby. Watching the pre-market. Wow! 14.90, almost at 15. Yeah. I ain't getting excited until that thing hits 100. That's it. I really don't care what it does anymore. I'm not even looking at the line. I look at it from time to time just to see if by some miracle maybe the squeeze starts. But I really focus more on watching Uncle Fester, right? Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester. Man, that guy's nuts, man. I have to tell you, it's more entertaining at this point just to watch him because it's like it's like now his new position is that like you gotta beware of like these so-called ape leaders. And then he's like, I'm not an ape, I'm no ape. And people that are like pumping AMC stock, you gotta be aware of them. Like, isn't that you? I mean, he's taking this position now where almost like you have to be an idiot to be invested in AMC. That's my opinion. My opinion. You have to be like basically how they categorized us. Remember how he said he's embarrassed of the whole ape movement? This came from Uncle Fester, from Lou. He's like, I'm embarrassed. I don't want to be associated with no apes. Dumb money on Wall Street. And if you really listen to his voice, that's how he sounds. He sounds like, I don't know, he sounds like we're all idiots. Like, who's pumping this thing? Where to get their information from? It's like, what happened to like the Uncle Fester, the Lou, right? Not too long ago, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. This guy was like, the real price of AMC is 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Made about 10 predictions already that AMC is going to squeeze. None of them came true. And now it's like, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like he's very, very pessimistic, negative. That's just my opinion. Like, we're stuck in this play. You sell at the pre-markets, get in, get out. And even if he's not talking about AMC, once again, it's like he's redirecting apes, to other plays. And I hate to say it, everything he predicts fails. So I'm just, it just pisses me off. I know you're like, why do you keep making videos on this guy? He got me in this play. I put my life savings in AMC. And I just, look, like I said, I can't sue the guy. He's an entertainer. Just like I'm an entertainer. He wants to sue me. He wants to take my house. He wants to take my minivan. He wants to take everything. Okay, he's always talking about sucking, D-I-C-K. You understand? I got to watch what I say with YouTube. My kids are still, they're upstairs, but I don't want to curse. He's always talking about that. Like what's that about? Everybody's sucking D-I-C-K, D-I-C-K, sucking D. I think he's sucking it because a person who keeps saying the same thing, there's sometimes, you ever, like they say, there's always a truth in every statement. Wait, why is he always talking about it? Well, he's sucking this, he's sucking that, I'm sucking this. Jesus, man. That dude went downhill, downhill. And there are still people listening to this guy. Like I see in the comments, they're like, we love you, Lou. Really? I mean, I would hate to see if like, if like, let's say, for instance, Lou was actually right. Like, if they love him now, that he's always wrong, can you imagine if he's right? They'll build a statue of this guy, I think, in their backyard. What is there to love? He's a pathological liar. He doesn't know anything. He's embarrassed of all of us, of the ape movement. He doesn't want to be associated with us. He has repetitiously have said that AMC is a dying business, it's a dying business model. It's like he doesn't, I don't even think he believes in the short squeeze anymore because he constantly says he's constantly just really counting on the government. And it's just really, it doesn't make sense because here's a guy who pointed out, I'll give him credit, pointed out the use of synthetic shares, pointed out about how messed up the dark pools are, how like like all of this is going on. But then how could you put your faith in a government that's not enforcing any laws? They're not enforcing anything. They obviously don't care, right? But he's just always so focused on my Gensler. He calls everything my devil, my Gensler. My Gensler's doing the same thing that you're doing, sucking. You know what? Okay, he's doing nothing. All right, so I don't know, man. I just want this to squeeze, but I think it's up to us. I think that we really have to take control in some way. Because if we don't, this is going to be like a long voyage. We're going to be at sea. You know those guys that go at sea for like a long time? Like that movie, The Perfect Storm? We're going to be out there for a long time at sea. We got to do something. We got to put, I understand Adam, Aaron, he's buying gold now, whatever. Okay, great. But we got to get refocused, share recount. We got to prove that synthetics exist. We got to prove it. So there's 513 million shares. I think every ape starting today needs to keep track of all of their buy orders. Take a snapshot, maybe make a physical copy of it. And I just think this is my idea. Constantly send it to the SEC. And just, keep a track of it yourself. Let's say over a month you buy 100 shares of AMC. We should get every AMC ape involved in this idea, okay, where everyone is tracking their new buy orders, and we should be sending it to the SEC because let me tell you something. There's 7 million apes, and if every single ape is buying like a share a day or whatever it is, 10 shares a week, that adds up to big amounts of shares. Could you imagine 7 million apes buys 10 shares? It's 70 million shares. So obviously, over, let's just say a month, if we bought 100 shares each, you're talking 700 million shares. Right there, you got the proof. I mean, what's Gary Gensler going to say now? But it's like, I feel like nothing. What gets me angry is that nobody's doing anything. It's like they're just sitting back, with our thumbs up out their ass. It's like, we're not holding nobody accountable. We're not going after Adam Aaron for a share recount. We're not putting pressure on him. It's like we're just not doing anything. We're just like watching this manipulation and listening to psychos like Uncle Festa, who comes up with a different conspiracy theory. We don't own real shares. They're all gone. There is no real shares. Comes up with a different conspiracy theory. Comes up with a different secret connection every day. He's another one you need to put pressure on. You got to really put pressure on this guy. He's still got a substantial, listen, that guy's got 85,000 subscribers listening to nonsense. It's just a sickening situation. AMC to Pluto.